Hey, we're live. We're on. This thing's happening. Hey, everybody, thanks for joining us. My partner Joe is running a little behind. Everyone's like, "What? That can't be." Really? He's usually so punctual. So I thought I'd just start things off anyways, and that way this will give me an opportunity to introduce the show, because Joe gets upset when you introduce the show for some reason. So I'm going to tell you, my name's Bill. Welcome to STCPod, Start Continue Podcast. This is episode 291. We are close to 300 of these mothers. What is the STCPod? It's podcast. It's been around for like 4 years. Started in, let's say, the lunchtime gatherings at my work between me and Joe, where we would sit back and throw a couple mics on and chat about what's been going on. And Joe would come up with so many crazy, weirdo things to say that the show instantly was a hit. It turned into a weekly program. It was podcast only. And then at some point we started publishing to YouTube. In fact, this YouTube channel was created to service the podcast, but now it is went off onto a life on its own. By the way, if you're watching us on YouTube, thanks so much. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And if you're watching this live, hit the like button, because this is a live show, and the like button is a super powerful tool to tell people, hey, get over there and check out what's happening right now. There's a guy sitting in his warehouse basement, surrounded by boxes, talking to a camera, and it's exciting. Hey, I want to say hi to Jared over at Retro Revolutions. He's popped into the chat with a Trailer Park Boys comment. I love that. I love my Trailer Park Boys. I plowed through all of it. I'm pretty sure. I'm not watching the animated series at this point. It doesn't do it for me. I don't know. I need to see them. And plus, when you're acting, I find, well, just from what I've observed with actors, some actors are not, just cut out for the voiceover stuff. They're not instantly going to translate into the animated world. And, not that the Trailer Park Boys cast was ever, Juilliard trained actors to begin with. Part of their charm was the rawness of their presentation. So I don't know if that translates so good in the animated series, but I'm glad it's there. I'm glad they're still working, but I would like to see some live action stuff for sure. Some more specials would be good. Jared says it's definitely not a stinker of a channel. It's a killer. Thank you, sir. Again, we're just waiting for Joe. Joe will be here any minute. I did get a note from him like 10 minutes ago on his way. And for him to get to one wing of the mighty palace to another, you got to get on your golf cart, and you got to, wait for the driver of the golf cart to come over, and then he drives you, and then you got to get off and have your you got a drink waiting for you. Then you have to have your drink, and then you're ushered into his office, and it's a whole process over there. So I can see why it's taking him so long. I can see why. Jared asked, what happened to J-Rock? J-Rock is a famous pillar of the Cartridge Club community. Cartridge Club community is another group of people that we all belong to, a community of gamers and collectors. And J-Rock is a famous pillar of our community who's dropped off the social media empire. But he's around. I haven't met up with him in a while, but I hope to hear from him soon. Oh, man. Okay, you guys ready? You guys ready to bring on the main attraction to this show? What makes this STC pod? We've been off the air for a little while, and truly, I could plow through with some other person, but it certainly wouldn't be STC pod without this next person. So we all need you guys to reach out to him and embrace him and massage his ego so he knows how important he is to all you guys outside of his own YouTube channel. So please do that. Let's bring him on board. The co-presenter of this podcast is Joe.
Can we just talk normally between you and me. We
That's
used to in the old days.
That's what we're doing.
Instead of sucking everybody's dick.
That's what we're doing. However,
that's not what you're doing.
No, I am talking to the people. What time we got here? 9:12. The I'm coming came at sometime before 9. So that was.
And I had a few things. I can't even hear you. I have a few things to take care of.
All right. Sorry, so I started things so people who are waiting had something to see. What's so wrong with that?
Let them wait.
Say hi to Jared from Retro Revolutions. He was here before the show started waiting for you.
Hey, Jared. I don't have the comments open. That's why.
It's okay. It's okay. I'll moderate for you because you don't like seeing comments.
That's okay.
You don't like seeing that stuff.
It's a one-on-one conversation.
Jared, that's him telling you to go F off.
No, Jared, that's me telling Bill. I'm only talking to Bill.
I'm more than happy to move this over to the My Life and Collecting channel just to see how things would be different. I'm more than happy to do that.
I'm not interested in having it over.
Because it would be a completely different joke, goddammit. So I'm more than happy to try.
I'm not interested in having it over. I just want to have a one-on-one conversation. I don't know why you're so hard-headed. No, you're too fucking hard-headed.
No, because I'm being nice and acknowledging people who take the time to...
and it'd be better if we just went old school.
We are old school.
We got to start recording off of YouTube. If you want to upload it later, go ahead. That's fine.
Wow. Again, I would like to try it on your channel just to see what's different.
It's not going on my channel.
Just to see how it changes.
No, you get all the glory. That's fine.
There's no glory. This is just a tool for us to record. We can't record any other way.
There's got to be a way.
Okay, let's back up and explain to me what do you do to help with the production of this show nowadays? What do you?
There's nothing to do because you just.
That's right. There's nothing for Joe to do.
You just record it on this and throw it up.
And it magically throw up. So there's a record and throw up. Something happens there.
There's an actual throw up button. I'm pretty sure there is.
Like if you want to start recording this offline, that means you do it old school. That means you record us in GarageBand. We're face to face again on the overnight shifts, like this pioneering show spearheaded.
I know. I'm too cranky on the overnights.
No, because you said you wanted your overnight time for other things.
I did.
Mm-hmm. You want to get the show back on track. Go back old school. That'd be awesome.
Oh, so you admit it's not on track anymore.
No.
You've taken it off. You've taken it off the rails.
No, I don't admit that.
You're trying to suck titty and suck dick on this thing.
No, I'm saying if you wanted to go back to the way it was, that's the way it was. We were on our overnights, enjoying a lunch period together, jawing over the computer, and you recording it on GarageBand, and then you having to process it.
I had to lug all the equipment and all that stuff. It's too much work.
Guess what Joe does now? Joe shows up for this, which is, I could really get the real Tom Cruise easier than it is to get Joe to sit down for this. And then after he's done and says, okay, we're done. That's it. He's done. He doesn't even think about it again. Meanwhile, there's a whole process to get it.
Meanwhile, uploaded. you press the button that says throw it up. YouTube does it all, man. I know it does. Don't. I know it.
Which is another thing we have to talk about. What do you think we're at? Are we coming up to our 4-year anniversary or 5-year anniversary of doing this show?
Is this the right episode number? 291?
Yeah.
It might be. What year is it? 2020? No, it's got to be like 5 years.
So
feels like 20, but
that'll be the change. I think we get billed in October, so we have to figure out what's doing. with
Billed
our
for what?
podcasting. We'll get billed for the Podbean hosting.
I can't
if
afford
we
that,
continue
man.
to go on Podbean.
Can't afford that. I thought there was another. Didn't someone figure out a solution for us? I thought Kevin brought up some thing, or no? Who does it? Was it Derek?
Well, Derek definitely has a free way of doing it, but Kevin came up with another way with another company that carries over all of your stuff to the new company for free. So,
oh yeah, that's right.
Either we got to figure that out. Translation: this guy has to figure that out on his own.
Pointing,
or
for those of you not watching, Bill's pointing at me.
Or we let that sucker bill you again for another year, which goes on your credit card.
No, I've changed my credit card, so right now it's going nowhere.
Well, decisions have to be made.
I think we just decided.
Okay. Well, are you going to help with the transition?
Yeah, man. I always help.
Oh,
I'll help you learn, and then the our assistant will take over.
If we could use an intern or something, that would be amazing. Or I could, because I'm getting burnt out here.
Kevin's got tons of free time, so.
Kevin, how's he?
See if he'll.
Kevin appears on 5 podcasts a week.
Exactly. Too much free time. Rein that stuff in. Too many podcasts, too many movies, too many hours wasted playing PC video games.
He's live right now on another show. I kind of wanted to check it out, but he's talking about he's on some show, some other podcast where they're talking about music movies, not concert films or biographies, just movies that are around music. It's an interesting subject.
Fascinating.
Not interested. Joe bicep photo.
Nerds. Let's beat you up in the school playground.
Well, God damn it. By golly, I'm glad to see you. I've missed you, sir.
I couldn't tell over the last 2 days of work, but I will take that as a compliment.
Can you explain to our listeners why you've made it absent from their feeds for 22 days now, nearly a month?
No. It's been shorter than that. I don't know what's been going on. Have we missed 1 week or 2 weeks?
As I've showed you, I've been getting personal messages, counting the days, how long we've been off.
You showed me one message from your sister.
And lectures about how this very show preached consistency is the key to successful podcasting. Hello, yeah. I'm listening.
Hello. Yeah, we made the rules. Now we can break them. Just like we were taught in school. Once you know the rules, you can break the rules.
We're
starting a new trend.
For the first week we were off, Joe was, I got nothing to say. Not feeling it. We got nothing. We just spoke at work for 2 hours. There's always something to talk about.
Yeah, but once I say it once, it's not. It loses its spontaneity and freshness. So how much I hate repeating myself.
You can't remember.
Yeah, I remember.
I dig nuggets out of that crap all the time. And I said, we got to go this week because the next week I got stuff going on.
No, that wasn't my fault. So 1 week was on me. 1 week was on you. Here we go.
I had actual business.
I've caught you twice. I've caught you twice now in a lie. So there we go. We can talk about your business. Your business was actually business, the business that comes out of your bum.
I thought we were keeping it quiet.
Oh.
Was that supposed to be personal?
Was it? That's not personal. Who cares?
Get this. We're not allowed to talk about Joe's days working at McDonald's when he was a teenager, but Joe's right willing to talk about my medical procedures I had last week.
Yeah, but yours is a standard.
That's not standard.
It's a standard procedure for a man your age.
Not everyone goes through
Yeah, they do.
a penis shortening procedure because they're sick of how long it is. That's elective procedure right there.
There's not a... Okay. I was going to say, fuck. Forget it.
All right. Yeah, I had...
Go ahead.
No, I want to hear... You're going to resurrect the joke. What were you going to say?
No, go ahead. That's fine.
Oh, okay. I was due for a colonoscopy, so that's why I was away last week. Not that I was away. It's no major deal. It's a common procedure, but I had some company coming up. My sisters actually came up so they could drive me to and fro, because when you go for a colonoscopy, they put you under, and then they don't let you drive they don't let you leave. They're like, they don't even let you take a cab home. And like, I have my daughter's of driving age. She has her halfway permit. So in reality, I could get her to driving, but they're like, no, it has to be a responsible adult. They must stay with you and all this. And they're pretty hardcore about it. So luckily I asked my one sister, and then my other sister happened to be off on vacation at the same time. She's like, I want to get in on that. I want to make fun of all of the bathroom trips that's happening. So I had both sisters come up and visit me. And so I said, like, I'm not going to leave them alone while I go force a podcast out of Joe that week. So I knew that wasn't going to be possible. So that's what was going on.
Well, they could have turned the TV on for an hour.
That's rude.
They're probably sleeping at that time anyway. What do you mean that's rude? They go watch TV for an hour while I do my hit show.
They want my presence.
You could have brought them on the show. I would have grilled them. Had B-Bum on, and who else? What's the code name for the other one?
Code name. There are no code names. That would have been fun though. I mentioned colonoscopy and we lost all of our viewers. So it's an old folks show right here. So
no, it's something you should be doing, man. I to be honest with you, I don't think I've ever had a physical. Maybe one, but certainly not within like the last 5 years. But we all know how strong my colon is.
Oh God. Well, this was like me and my sisters were put onto the testing, the regular testing, because our father had colon cancer, which he survived from. So that automatically ramps up the for the kids. So I think I got my first one when I was, well, we don't need to give ages, but that was 5-6 years ago. So every 5 years they want you to take one. And so is there anything you want to know about how things work for that? Is there anything worth talking about?
Well, I know what it's done, so I don't know.
You gotta like clean yourself out, right? That's like a 2-day process.
You drink a thing that forces your body to force everything out of its colon over a day.
Well, 2 days.
Giving yourself diarrhea for a day, right?
Yeah, 2 days beforehand, you start with just a regular over-the-counter, like laxative, which is whatever. And then that day before, you're not eating at all for the entire day, and then you take the hardcore laxatives, which are these 2 little packs of crystals that you mix into 5 ounces of water, and they don't taste bad. Nothing is horrible. They taste like super sweet, tang or something. You drink that down. The only other challenge with it is you have to drink 2 liters of liquid immediately after that. And there's 2 of those doses you take. So you're drinking 4 liters of liquid minimum within, 6 or 8 hours or something. Well, in 2-hour increment. Anyways. So yeah. And then it's just whoosh, a lot of liquid flying out. You didn't even know your butthole could perform that way. You're like, that's more of a pee situation, but it's your butt just faucet, just water shooting out there, hardcore.
The only time I did something like that was I was awake for the procedure though, and they stuck something up my butt to look around. But it wasn't like a colonoscopy because that goes pretty invasive in terms of how deep it goes inside you, right?
Yeah, it explores the entire large colon, goes around the block kind of thing.
Mine wasn't. I heard that's the reason why they knock you out is because it is rather uncomfortable, or so I've heard. But the thing I remember I was given a laxative or something, but it wasn't like a 2-day process. All I remember is I went to the clinic. I laid on the table, spread my legs. They stuck something up me.
Wait,
and all I remember
you're
is
on your back?
Yeah. I think I was on my back.
And you
maybe I was on my
legs.
side. No, I think I was on my side, my left side. Okay. It's a long time ago. And then all I remember was when the procedure was over, I immediately had to run to the bathroom and I just completely emptied myself. But it was like gray stuff coming out. I don't know what they used.
Sorry, did you say you had to like prep at all with laxatives?
Yeah, but it wasn't what you had to go through. Like I wasn't, I don't remember like emptying myself out for like a day kind of thing, right? I don't remember what that procedure was, but I should, now that I've got my new family doctor, I've got to book her for another appointment. And then while I'm there, I might as well say, book me for a colonoscopy too.
I mean, everyone of a certain age should, there's nothing to it other than that cleaning yourself out. And I don't know if it was just by chance because I was coming off overnights. And when I come off overnights, I just naturally have like a 24-hour fast kind of thing. So when I came off those overnights, I really only ate once the next day. So I only had one bit of food in me. Then that over-the-counter laxative, and then the whole day of fasting. So that ended up being like another 36, almost 42 hours of fasting. So I didn't really have a lot in me to clear out. And I got to say that if you're going to do that. Just don't eat a lot in the previous leading up to it. And then you're going to have an easier time clearing out of it. But, these guys that are getting up in age, some of our viewers, looking at you, Mr. Q Dog, and get that done. I want to hear colonoscopy stories. And then when you get in there, they give you the propofol, right? Which is just like instant out and then instant awake. It is with no hangover. It is what an amazing knockout drug. It is something else. You have no idea anything happened to you. No idea. And then you're back on the horse. Start eating whatever you want.
That's exactly what I do to my wife.
Although there were horror stories, I heard the horror story of, the guy went home after his colonoscopy and, went back to normal. And then later that night, when he went to have a movement, he gets up and the whole toilet is filled with blood. Shocking. It's just pouring out of him blood because that whole day they had nicked something in his bowel. And for the whole day, it just kind of piled up inside the colon until he finally went to the bathroom and then it emptied out in the toilet. Horror story. I'm sure that doesn't happen very much, but I was certainly nervous when I was, taking care of business after the fact. Oh. Old man podcasting. Hey man, I love to hear some stories when you finally go. I hope you record it again. Give us more medical records.
I've got a lipoma on the back of my shoulder that I need to have taken out. So that's probably gonna be my next experience.
A what?
A lipoma.
I never heard that word before in my life.
It's just like a fatty buildup. So it causes like a little bump on the back, like under your skin.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I think I did it at the. You had it and it just magically disappeared by itself?
No, I still got that. I've had like a bump on the back of my neck for like 12 years.
Yeah, they've taken it off there too. If you ever watch Dr. Pimple Popper on Bravo or whatever it is.
I refuse to watch that.
Yeah, that's all she mainly does now is like remove lipomas, right? For the most part, that anytime I seem to turn into it. And all they do is they just cut your skin and then they push out they pull out the fatty deposit. It's like a little thing and stitch you up. But I think I did mine from the gym because I remember, and I've had it for years. I remember doing one exercise and then all of a sudden I felt this sharp burning sensation exactly where it is. So I might have torn something that filled up and then changed into this lipoma. So anyway, it's going to be one of my procedures. Unfortunately, it's like right on the edge of my tattoo. So I got to talk to the Dragon Bob. So I got to talk to the doctor and see first if and he needs to cut just under it so the tattoo doesn't get wrecked.
Oh yeah, that's important.
Yeah, kind of.
Oh yeah, this dragon.
Well, then I got to go for repair work on it.
No, it ain't that. It ain't that. It's not. It's no Rembrandt. Let's say.
It's cool.
It's prison cool.
Hey, yeah, okay, prison cool.
Nerd prison cool. Hey, well, we know you and your medical specialist, right? So I'm sure you're just chomping at the bit to get more reasons to go to your specialist. I remember a story you told me last week or 2 weeks ago that I was going to tell when we podcast again, but we didn't for 2 weeks. Joe goes to put on sunglasses and accidentally pokes himself in the eye, which we have all done. And we all go, oh, man, no, stupid.
No.
Joe. Specialist.
No, I squeezed myself. First off, yeah, so the part that goes around your ear that holds your glasses up is normally plastic, but inside that is a metal wire. So my end broke off, so I've got an exposed piece of metal sticking out. And in my rush and haste, that's the part that scraped my eye. So I was concerned because it was causing like itching and irritation and, my eye was watering. So I just wanted to make sure it wasn't anything serious. So I squeezed an appointment to my optometrist where I got my glasses from.
Yeah.
And it wasn't, he said I did scratch it, but the eyes are one of the parts that heal pretty quickly. So he ended up giving me just drops to help sort of fill in that abrasion and not make it feel like it's itchy and rubbing against your eyelid. So after a couple of days, it was fine. But I literally came to the point of poking my eye out because of that.
No.
Piece of exposed metal sticking out of my glasses.
No, you're a big baby.
Yeah, true story.
Hot water burn baby.
So I forgot about that. See, that's the excitement. That's the extent of the excitement of my life.
That's what you couldn't tell us 2 weeks ago. You had no interest.
Well, if you haven't brought it up now, I completely forgot about it.
That's my job. To come up with Joe stories. Unfortunately,
remembering what I do in my life.
Unfortunately, you put up these boundaries where I can't get into the good stuff because I know good stuff we can dig into.
I can't talk about the good stuff I've done
because there's head scratcher stuff that I sit in bed at night looking at the ceiling going, that's happening. This guy's doing that.
There's stuff I cannot talk about on public broadcasting.
Mm-hmm. I think you can. I'd like to get to it someday. Maybe when we
someday
get past
when I'm not working anymore, I'll be able to talk about it.
Working? What's that got to do with it?
What?
Yeah,
I like keeping my job.
Well, we're not talking about anything illegal. Just crazy Joe stuff.
Oh yeah, that is all the stuff I did was crazy. We didn't have YouTube back then. What else do we have to do?
You're still doing stuff that I shake my head about.
Play video games and go outside. That's all we could do back then.
Well, fill people in. What's been going on with you? Are you going back to the gym yet? Everyone else
No, but I like how you put that clickbait title in the last podcast you put up.
What did I say?
I don't know. It's on your channel, man. This guy, can you believe this guy's going back to the gym or something, or sneaking off to the gym? So nonsense. No, I haven't gone back yet. I've been looking for some resistant bands and stuff like that. I don't know. I got to talk to my wife because I don't think there's any indication of this thing letting up. So I don't know if she's going to let me go back just because of my my son, right? So
does she know the other stuff you do?
What other stuff?
You're shopping. It's not like you're hiding out. You're still going shopping.
Yeah, I'm just going to a store. That's different.
Why? It's probably more dangerous in the store than this super clean gym. You're not going to a shit gym. You're going to a super high-end gym.
Yeah, but the fact that you have to wear your mask when you're moving from station to station. But when you're at your station, you can take your mask off. So when you're exerting the most and breathing the heaviest, you have your mask off. Does that make sense?
But then you clean it when you leave, and the next guy cleans it.
Yeah, but you're still spraying shit out of your mouth when you're lifting heavy, and it's going all over the place. So why would you not have your mask? Keep your mask on all the time. Simple rules. And then the other day in the news, I saw, where was this now? Was it in the States or BC? I think it may have been out in BC. They're showing people on the streets just walking around, mask off. And I know you're outside, but, there's people waiting for a bus, mask off, talking to each other, that kind of stuff. We wonder why cases are still going up. So I don't know. Anyway, I don't know if there's any indication I'll be able to go back to the gym anytime soon unless I sneak in. So I either can't cancel my membership and buy some stuff for the home until they come up with a thing, or I don't know.
Our school actually had to send a letter to admonish the parents who were standing around after school waiting for their kids in large groups without masks. And their kids would come out with masks and go, "Mommy, how come no one's wearing masks out here?" Dummies.
They've been pretty good. I've most of the parents I've seen when I've gone to pick up the kids after school, I've had masks on. Kudos to the kids. We haven't had any cases at our school since it opened. I know the Catholic high school in the subdivision, I think, had one case, but I haven't heard anything about it since. I know Pickering, which is 2 towns over from us, heading into Toronto, a couple of their high schools have had cases, but I think the majority in the GTA, Greater Toronto area, have been mainly in the west end of Toronto for us. So, that's fine. Keep it all over there. But, again, all the cases are, I think the news said 49 or 69% of the cases recently have all been kids or people 20 years or younger. So,
yeah, there's been with the kids, especially my oldest is in high school, and her high school had to change how things are happening with lunch hours because all the kids were exiting the school on their lunch hour and congregating in the neighboring, parking lot and going to the restaurants in the neighboring parking lots. It would be these huge throngs of kids that in school are cohorted to a certain amount of people, but then outside lunch, it got all crazy. So they had to change how they were doing their lunches. And people don't get it.
That's just poor planning on the board itself. But yeah, you're right. It should be on the people too. Even today, after we took the kids for a bike ride, there's a park by my house, so we pass it on the way back, and there was 6 or 8 teenagers all together in a huddle, just sort of talking right by the playground.
Yeah.
No masks, no nothing. So, I hate to see, you hate to see anyone sort of die from this thing, but sometimes, if it kills off the stupid people, then I'm all for it.
Hey, yeah. Well, I'm going to say hi to Jack Britton, who showed up. We always thought he was a Joe dummy account, so unless Joe's typing away at the same time, very interesting to see him there. He says it's a lot worse in the States, which we all see in the news, and that's a whole nother thing. The leadership down there, I'm sorry. Wow. How is anyone supposed to know what they're to do? It's a scary.
Well, and then Trump's latest thing was, what did they ask him the other day? Something about if Biden wins, with the transition between old to new president, and then Trump made some comment about, well, we'll see what happens. Yeah. I don't know if, and then, CNN was playing it up in terms of Trump is not saying outrightly, but he may fight the transition if he loses the presidency, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's been setting that up.
And I'm like, what?
For a while, man.
They gotta fix these rules,
dude. I shake my head at so much that's going on in the States. I don't want to delve into it, but like even the Supreme Court business is just, how can the Supreme Court be so, how can you pick someone who's biased towards one way and put them on the greatest seat of justice in the land and still call it justice if they're biased in a certain way? That shouldn't even play into it. I don't get it, but that's ingrained into the system.
No. Yeah. Well, I think Biden said if he becomes president or the party becomes in power, they're going to elect another person to balance it out again.
What? How? They would have to.
They're going to change the rule and add another justice.
And then, the Senate and the president want to push it through so fast because they're admitting that they're done in the fall. They're like, we got to get this new justice in now because we're not going to have a chance. We're all going to lose our job in November. They're admitting it. They're admitting they got no chance.
The other issue is it should not be a lifetime position.
Yeah, I was actually looking up because I got curious today about it with our Canadian system. And it's the same thing. Our Canadian system, it basically comes down to our prime minister picking someone. He like in conjunction with the governor general selects the next justice, and they are mandatory retirement at 75. And each province gets a justice too. It's not just, the whole.
Even 75 is like, I think that's pushing it. Why make it 75?
But man, and then how sorry to keep going, but how Americans waste millions and millions of dollars in the nomination process and the candidacy process, and how it's 4 years of just, you have to spend money on your candidate. It's expected for you to spend money and donate to your candidate. I've never even considered donating money to any of my political candidates. It's not part of the system. Imagine if you took all that money you guys waste in the candidacy and all of that primaries and bullshit and put it into feeding everyone. Yeah. Put it into cancer research.
When Ruth Bader passed away, that party or that side, whatever you want to call it, saw an influx of donations. And I think they said the amount was $30 million was donated right after her passing towards that side of the party. I don't know. What is she on? What was her politics?
Well,
do you remember?
She was a Democratic.
Okay. So her party got a $30 million donation from obviously a shitload of people.
But that, like Jack brings up a good point here about money donated to a certain candidate. That's what I always thought. If I keep pushing my candidate and send them all this money and then they quit, they're out of the running, what good did my money do? Like, do I get it back? All the money is just ridiculous. Anyways, I'm sorry, Joe, to bring you down that road. I know you don't like discussing politics. And I could go on because
I don't mind discussing politics. It's just the frustration of it being that there's no right answer. And my issues with politics is nothing ever seems to get done.
Well, I hate to, toot the Canadian horn, but I like our system of if we don't like what the prime minister is doing, we just, vote him out. You don't have to wait 4 years. If your party can just vote him out your leader has to stand up in legislature every day and defend his action.
Yeah. Well, again, you spend all that time through the election and then sometimes that individual's not liked, like you said, and then the other party calls for them to be pulled, and then you're right back into it, spending more money and wasting more time going through another election, right?
Yeah, absolutely. But we pull off an election in a month, right? We can, if they topple a government, we're like at the polls in a month. It's no big deal, but it does cost money. Anyways, we got to move on. Sorry. I apologize.
Yeah.
Oh, but I did want to say, before you were talking about the gym and all that shit, and I don't know if you've still considered Peloton or not. Probably not, because you're a power lifter. Joe's a power bottom. Is that what they call it? Power bottom when you're a power lifter?
I'm not a power lifter.
Anyways, I heard Peloton has launched a new bike. Imagine these guys who bought a Peloton bike and they're not cheap. What are they? $8,000 or something? There's a new Peloton bike, and now your instructor is going to be able to control your incline and power distribution and all that of your bike for you, so you don't have to, if the instructor would say, okay, moving up to number 3 or whatever they do, and you have to click it down, your bike's going to do that all automatically. I thought that was a really great innovation, but I feel bad for all the people that spent
until
so
you
much
do a
money.
repair job on that thing.
Well, that's true. Be a lot of actuators and solenoids.
I don't know. Good for people who do the Peloton. It's definitely a good exercise.
I want that rowing one.
If you're looking to stay slim and in shape, I guess, but that's not what I'm looking for. So it's for me, it's irrelevant.
In the comments, they ask, "What if it got hacked?" Imagine if your bike got and you're clipped in, right? It could be a torture. That would be funny. That'd be a good prank.
I'd rather just keep it simple. Do it yourself. How hard is it for the instructor to say, all right, turn it up to 3, guys? All right. It's like the old cars, man. The old muscle cars. The simpler, the better. Put gas in, light it on fire, you go faster. That's how it works. Not with these fucking turbos and garbage they put in cars nowadays. All right.
There's Joe's anti-turbo talk.
Keep it simple.
And you
light it on fire, and the faster you go.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's. I told you I finished Star Trek, right? Season 2. Star Trek Discovery. To be more precise.
Did you? So they finished. You saw the end where they.
I plowed through. I went back, rewatched season 1 of Discovery, and then immediately went right into season 2. Mind you, season 1 wasn't that long, but I rewatched it as a refresher because it had been so long. And I went right to season 2. Love both seasons, and the new season starts October 15th.
Which we don't have any clue what's going to happen because they went somewhere else at the end. Don't want to say exactly.
You don't. But would you call that a cliffhanger?
Yeah. Well, it's not a cliffhanger that I'm devastated that they ended there, because they did complete the storyline, but
Right.
it's a whole blank slate wherever they're going, and I am interested in seeing what happens.
Which is good, because I think at the end of each season, yeah, you should have like a new slate, new fresh ideas. You don't need to completely abandon, obviously, everything you've gone through in the previous season, but
yeah, and it's about
I have, but the way they did it, I have no idea what direction they're going to go now. And to me, that's good. That's like a fresh start.
Yeah. And maybe we'll get back to exploration. They were full on war. They were in war mode, right? Immediately in this show, which some people didn't like because it's too.
Yeah, but why not? Because Deep Space Nine they were at war.
Oh, that's it. They lost their way from the Roddenberry stream of conscious, apparently. I like the action packed. We're immediately at war. That's why I love Battlestar Galactica, the reboot. Like, that first episode is like, oh my God, we're in it now.
So I've enjoyed it. And actually, television has started re-airing. They just started last night. They went back to season 1 of Discovery and went back to episode 1 and aired that.
Just generic television?
Yeah, over the air television. So, yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to that.
Oh, well, maybe. Sorry. No, CBS is doing it too, right? Yeah, you're right.
CBS.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. October 15th should be good.
And the spin-off show should be coming at some point, right? The Enterprise.
Which one's
show.
That? Oh, with Captain Pike.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I liked the actor. I liked his acting. I liked the character that they did in season 2. I don't know if I'm invested enough to watch a full season or a full series based around him. I think it would depend on who they cast as his subordinates and other people on whatever ship he is. Because in Discovery, they had his number 1 officer was, she used to be hot. What's her name? Rebecca Romaine. Right? Yeah. She was hot back in the day. Now she's like 50-year-old.
No, she's still fine.
No, she's not fine. She's pretty. She's
I'd give her some charity.
She's thick.
She looked great in that position as number 1. I thought she, was great.
So, and that was another point too. You don't have to cast people that we know as extra cast members or key characters in a show. I'd rather go with a fresh cast who I don't know.
Okay. They pretty much did.
But everyone knows who she is.
We haven't seen her in forever. I didn't even recognize her, quite honestly. I just knew I saw her before.
I did right away, and I was disgusted right away. I'm like, get rid of her.
Flowing hair. I'm like, oh, she really fits the bill really well. And then you told me as Rebecca Romaine, oh, shit, that is.
Yeah. Her first shot was a nice close-up on her fat face in the elevator.
Anyway,
this is not the Rebecca Romaine that was on the X-Men movie, walking around blue paint. That's what I want to see.
No, we don't need a number 1. That's all giant breastises.
Yeah.
And cheekbones. No, we don't want that. I thought you said you wanted more, like a real crew, not models.
That's a real crew with people that I don't know.
That's what we hate about these stupid Criminal Minds and NCIS and all that. Every FBI Fed is like a model walking around. Really? No, let's have.
You don't have to have a model. Put a freaking monster on like me.
I don't know why you're so upset about Rebecca Romaine.
They did not need to bring her in as a key character. bring in
can
a
see-
no-name person and
I can see why. You just get one.
let's just fall in love with the characters because of the writing and their acting and the character that they are.
I agree.
I don't need some famous person on. I don't want to see anybody famous anymore.
You're not wrong.
Look shit about these famous actors.
Look at Band of Brothers, man.
Yeah.
However, that show, I think it has potential to be, adventure, exploration. It should be really good. Hopefully they don't get bogged down into dumb jokes and fast talk. Turned into Fast and Furious in space or something. Let's get back to exploration. Serious stuff. Very Navy-based, military.
I was just trying to think, would that have been the mentality of the Federation? It's weird because when I think of Pike, I think obviously almost pre-original Star Trek, right? He had Spock as a first officer, right?
No, that'd been great if he called him Spike.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's pre-Kirk.
It's pre-Kirk, but we know what the Federation is like because of Discovery now. I always pictured Pike and his time period being very archaic, like almost. I never had a mentality of or perception of what the Federation and their thinking was at that time period. In terms of, are they more explorers, or are they more war based? Are they cautious out there in terms of coming across new cultures and stuff? Or are they always like scared? That kind of thing. I don't have an idea of what their mentality is.
Right, because like Kirk days, he didn't give two shits about the Prime Directive. He was blowing that every episode. Didn't matter. And the whole military thing was not really considered too much. He was, Captain was down there on every away mission, with the entire main crew, leaving the ship. There's just the janitor at the helm on the ship. It's fine. Whereas Next Gen, was more serious in that respect. Same with Voyager. Voyager was really good. I love Voyager. And, people always talk about how great Next Gen was. Next Gen had many issues. Like they dressed up like Robin Hood, and Worf was in a mud bath. There's Worf was banging Deanna Troi at one point. Yeah, it wasn't perfect.
But Next Generation wasn't. They definitely didn't have a military mentality. They were all based on really exploration more than anything. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. Who knows when that's going to come out?
Nonetheless, I'm excited for all more Star Trek properties.
Yes.
I don't just stick my hat
because
on one
we
property
appreciate
and say
it.
that's it.
And we're thankful that there still is Star Trek on TV, and that's why we watch it without complaining.
I'm thankful the universe, it will continue to be expanded. And same with Star Wars. New Mandalorian series is coming out. I
still haven't seen the first one.
Season 2 of that.
I haven't seen the first one. I saw a clip the other day, though. I don't know if it's for the new season of Mandalorian or if it was based on the first season that they were referring to. Because the clip that I saw obviously revolved around the little Yoda thing.
Mm-hmm. The child.
So it was all about him taking the child somewhere because they had to. So I don't know if it was referring to everything that happened in the first season or if this was stuff that was to take place in the second season. So anyway, I keep forgetting to go on and watch The Mandalorian. But I've surpassed you on another show. I've finished season 1 of The Boys, which was fantastic. And I'm on to episode 4, season 2 of The Boys right now.
Mm-hmm.
That show has blown me away. I did not like. I had no conception of how good it could possibly be, and this show has exceeded everything I thought of. Oh, Bill's eyes are up in his head.
I know when you watched it. If I was smart, I would be prepared and I'd be ready with a quiz right now on season 1 of The Boys.
Go ahead.
To see if you can actually name plot points of every episode.
Yeah, I've watched. There was nights where I was watching 3 episodes.
Yeah.
One night I did 3 episodes in a row.
I know. I plowed through it. 1 minute I started it, and the next minute I got to start the next one because it was done somehow.
No, I couldn't get enough. I'm not kidding. It was fantastic.
Well, I still have to start season 2.
And Anthony Starr, man, I love that guy.
Mm-hmm.
For those of you who haven't watched Banshee yet, go watch Banshee. I want to go back and watch Banshee. I forgot he was a New Zealander too, huh?
Oh, really?
What do they call those people? Kiwis? Is that
sure
the nickname for New Zealanders? Kiwi?
Mm-hmm. It is weird seeing him with that blonde hair, though, and he's got like the chiseled jaw. I don't know what other stuff they do.
It's weird seeing him. I figured out what it was finally because I went and did a cast search on The Boys. We're so used to seeing him with like 5 days growth of stubble on his face because that's how he was in Banshee.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they had done like some sort of because he's got like not swollen lips, but around his lips has always seemed like it was swollen. So I thought they may have put like little, just something in his mouth to give him that sort of look and help fill out his features to make it more like, he's got Botox done every single day or something. Yeah. That's just how he normally is. I'm just used to seeing him with all that stubble that.
I'm sure they put something to like give him chiseled.
Like patting in his cheeks or something. You know what I mean? Something. Like he's chewing on something.
You had to look that stuff up. Like after you finish an episode, you gotta go. Oh, what happened? Let me go look that up.
No, I was just looking up. I was looking up all the cast names on Wikipedia. So yeah, check out The Boys if you haven't watched that yet, and then. If you have, and you haven't checked out Banshee, check out Banshee.
Yeah, Banshee was fun. It's a little off the rails at times, but still worth it.
Banshee was great.
A little off the rails at times.
I'd pick that up on Blu-ray if it ever came out.
It is out.
On Blu-ray?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Well, I haven't seen it in my hunting episodes, so I'm not going to pay full price on that.
Your hunting episodes. Okay.
Respect.
Jack Britton's asked about Lovecraft Country, which is on HBO. I haven't gotten to that yet. It's on the list.
No, I do want to see it. I've got no idea what it's about. Is it based on H.P. Lovecraft's books? Like what?
I don't know. I have really no idea. The promos look intriguing, though.
Go in knowing nothing. All right. Yeah, is it a horror? That's this.
Who's a horror?
The Lovecraft stuff. Is it a horror series? Is it better to know nothing? All right. Fuck it.
Well, Joe's got that sewn up.
That's what I like doing, man. Going in blind.
He goes into the subsequent episodes not knowing nothing.
I will go in pants down knowing nothing.
Well,
stop being a dick. I fucking watched everything.
Jesus. Wow. Slow down, Fred. I've been begging you to watch Dark on Netflix, which I finally finished. And you want to talk about looking shit up afterwards. That you got to go back.
I will start Dark as soon as I'm done because The Boys is only 6 episodes a season.
Is it really only 6?
Yeah.
Holy, that's Seth Rogen property, eh? The Boys.
Is it?
Yeah, that's from his company.
I don't remember seeing his name in the credits though.
Shot
Who's
in
his why? Yeah, one of the scenes. No, actually, one of the scenes in season 2 was actually shot in Oshawa at the McLaughlin Mansion. Started off with a panning in shot of the mansion, which I recognized instantly, and then
is that just down the road from you? Is that your street?
No, it was actually across the road from my church that I used to go to, and then so they showed an exterior of the front, and then they went and showed the scene was in the back of the property where the water fountain is and like all the sculpted bushes, and then there was a scene shot inside the mansion. But that was kind of cool.
Well, let me tell you, the subtitles are worth it. Of course, you could watch the dub version, but
nope.
Yeah.
Subtitles or nothing.
And the subtitles are good because then you can stop and really think about what they're saying. Like pause. Okay, this is what they said. So that means this. I mean, there's so much going on in that final season dimensionally, and not only timelinally, but dimensionally at the same time. It's a wild ride, man. And the whole time I'm like, well, I can't wait to finish this season so I can go look up what happened. It's going to be good looking up what's going on here at the end.
Don't you find that spoils it though? If you not spoils it, but I always find it a chore if I have to do that in terms of having to go after an episode and do homework on what you just watched.
But I like watching something where I'm in bed later thinking about it, trying to figure out where everyone fits in the timeline. And it's just so vast. I just need someone to like there's guys who visualize it out for you on a board, the entire family tree, and there's arrows going all over the place like this and that. So it's nice to even though it's done, it's not really done because you get to dive into it a little bit afterwards and get the meat out of it, which is cool. And even though it's German, a lot of the actors have done postseason interviews and they all speak awesome English. So that was fun too. So after that, I did get into season 2 of the Umbrella Academy, and I finished it. I watched every episode. Finished that. Excellent. I enjoy the Umbrella Academy. I don't know, for some reason you think it's a teeny bopper show. It's a grown-up show. Yeah. Didn't you say that as a teeny bopper show? Like kids? It's not a kid show. Again, involves time travel.
You had paused on some scene with some kids, right? Can't remember what it was.
Maybe. And it's funny, and the music is fantastic in the Umbrella Academy. There's really great music in every episode. And a lot of times I was just watching in bed on my tablet, really not getting how cool the music is, because when I was watching it otherwise with headphones on and the music is like fully up front, excellent. And it's funny, it's entertaining. And I did start, the promos have been intriguing me so much for this show called Raised by Wolves, and that appeared, I think, on our Sci-Fi channel. And
I don't know about that.
I watched the first episode. It was directed by Ridley Scott, and pretty good. A couple times in the episode, I'm like, I don't know, this is starting to be terrible, because there was little kids involved, and I don't like watching, because when writers have little kids, they can make them do extremely stupid things, and just get away with it because they're little kids and they're stupid. It's kind of like a way out. It's like an ex machina. But then it picked up right away and got going, and I think it's going to be pretty good. It's about I can't tell you too much about it other than these kids are marooned or somehow sent to this kind of empty planet to be raised by androids, and stuff happens. Stuff happens. I only seen the first episode, and it ended like with a lot of blood. So you might like that. A lot of blood. Shocking amount of blood. That's where I'm at on my shows. Oh, other than that, after the Umbrella Academy was finished, I started back into Schitt's Creek, and I am laughing my ass off. I guess it kind of kicked my butt seeing them sweeping the Emmys, and I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta watch that show. So I put it back on.
They swept it because they didn't get anything really all the previous 5 years, right? So
when does that matter for Canadian programming? It never gets recognized.
Well, yeah, I know. I think this was their. Again, I've never seen an episode, but I've only heard good things about it. So maybe this was their way of finally recognizing them, saying, "Yes, you guys did an excellent job, and here's your reward." I guess I don't know. Though when they accepted the awards, it was weird, right? Because they were all in the same room, whatever it was, like some sort of banquet hall or something, seated separately at tables, wearing masks. And then when they won, they took their masks off and gave each other hugs and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Howard Stern gave him quite the grief over that as well on the air.
Yeah. Well, he was right. Is it Umbrella Academy or Umbrella Chronicles?
Academy. It's only 2 seasons so far.
Well, I'm going to go, as soon as I'm done The Boys, 2 more episodes, I'm going to jump into The Dark. Start giving that a go. Though it is playoff season in baseball right now, so that should keep me busy too.
Really?
Yeah. Jays are in. Don't worry.
Whatever.
What? Because Montreal didn't make it into the playoffs for hockey?
It's not. Is it even playoffs for baseball? Like, there's still going to be 1,000 games until we get to the World Series. So, oh, and don't forget, you got to pour champagne over each other's head every win in a playoff because it's fucking. Explain that one. Stupid. I hate it.
Don't be a hater. What was I going to say? I think that's it, man. Are you playing any games right now?
Yeah, I'm playing God of War with the Cartridge Club. It's their game of the month. That's the latest God of War, and it's been fun. And my littlest kid,
what, the PS4 God of War?
Yeah, she refuses to let me play it on my own. She loves to watch it and help me out, show me where the treasure chests are, and she likes my Kratos impression. And well, not really, but so that's fun. And luckily, it's not.
Do I have it?
It doesn't seem to be. I remember that first God of War had like a sex scene in it where you actually controlled the action. It was like a quick time event. This sex scene, I haven't come across that yet in this, so I don't think there will be because he has a boy with him in this game. Boy.
Yeah, this one game I got to start playing too.
I'm sure you got it. I think we both got it last Christmas. Remember? It was
I have. I was just looking on my shelf. I do have it. I don't even know if I broke the seal on it. But yeah, I do want to play it. Oh, I don't even want it. I got too many games to play still. Frustrating.
Well, next episode, remind me to tell you about my Michael's story, shopping at Michael's. They are on my banned list now forever.
Well, let's hear that now.
They crossed me for the last time.
While I still have interest, let's hear that, and then we can end the show.
That's a teaser, isn't it? Is this your way of not doing another episode?
Well, no. Usually, I'm not interested in what you got to talk about, but you piqued my interest.
Well, in Canada, we have Michael's, right, which is a craft store. So they sell crafting supplies, yarns, the scrapbooking crap, and all other
picture frames,
supplies.
all that stuff. I think they
Picture
expanded into more than just craft stuff, but yeah.
Yeah, you can get storage stuff too, and like how to organize all your craft crap and all that. Anyways, my older kid, high school kid's been bugging me for this rolling rack they've had forever. And I was, I'll wait for it to go on sale. Wait for it to
What's
go
a
on sale.
rolling rack?
It's just a storage rack on wheels with like 3 shelves on it.
Oh, okay.
For her room, just put stuff on. And it never goes on sale. So finally I'm like, all right, piss on it. We'll go. Cause I know that Michael's always pumps out, and you're aware of this, every week they put out these massive coupons, 30% off one regular price item, 40% off one regular price item, stuff like that, right? And I've been burned before on those coupons where I would bring something to the cashier and the coupon doesn't go through because she's like, oh, yeah, it's for regular price item. And see, that's on sale this week, so we can't use this coupon. I'm like, oh, that's barely a sale. Okay. All right. You got me on that one. I get you. So this time I look it up. Sure enough, 30% off coupon, regular price item. I know this cart's there. So let's go get it. Fine. I'll be nice to you. I'll get you this cart so you can have a clean room. We go get the cart, see it there. It's, boxed up front of a display. And I'm like, okay, hold on. We got to check the small print. I'm not getting screwed by this place. So check, this coupon used a regular price merchandise, and then the coupon has the not to be used for, Cricut or Apple products or Dyson vacuums and all this crap, right? Cart seems to be fine. So everyday regular price. It's not one of those manufacturers coupon. Okay, we're good to go. Let's go. And she also picked up little patches of fabric because she wanted to make her own masks. And they were like $2 each, right? Or $1.50 each, something like that. We get all that stuff. We go up to the cash register and she's ringing it all in. Bup, bup, bup. I'm like, here's the coupon too. She said, okay, great. Yeah. Scans the coupon in. And the coupon goes off the tiny piece of fabric that was like $1.80. So my savings of 30 cents. I'm like, oh, sorry about that. I think we want the coupon to go on the cart because that's like $60, right? Not the fabric. That's $1.20. It's like, oh yeah, no, the computer automatically selects which one is best suited for the coupon. I'm like, yeah, that's not really best suited for us though. For the coupon, we want the coupon to go on the cart. I don't care if we have to do a second transaction if you want to do that. And so just the cart's on the transaction. She's like, no. Oh, what the deal is, you see, the cart is an everyday low price. It's not an everyday regular price. It's an everyday low price. So the coupon can't be applied to everyday low prices. I'm like, oh, so it's a scam then. I felt immediately bad. She's just some part-time kid, right? Who I'm yelling at a part-time kid for this Michael scam. She's like, I don't know. I'm like, yeah, that's a scam. That's a bait and switch beyond all bait and switches. And I was so pissed, man. I was swearing as I walked all the way out to I still bought it for the kid because I said I'd get it for her. Swearing the whole way home. Like, have you ever heard of something so ridiculous? It's an everyday low price, so it's not a regular price.
I think you need to take to Twitter on this one and Twitter shame them.
I'm never going back. Screw you, Michaels. Never. You got me before in the sale ones. I got it. I understood the sale, not the everyday low price.
Did no other place have it like Walmart or something with these travel, whatever you call it, rolling shelves? Who? Walmart or something, man?
Oh, maybe, but it wasn't, I don't know. It's not the one she wanted. It'd be not as good. I don't know.
Fucking Michaels. I haven't gone to Michaels in forever, but dude, if you didn't even want to call a manager over to try and
no,
say,
I knew.
What's a scam? Like, come on, guys.
No, I knew. And
the managers, the manager's like a freaking 55-year-old lady who does knitting at home. Yeah. Oh no, sir, this is what we do.
They were lined up at the Yum Yam too, and I had
Oh,
two
yeah,
kids with me. It was late. I'm like, you, yeah, okay, good work, Michaels. Good work.
good on you for still buying it for your daughter. Fuck me. What was that? $60?
Maybe 50, something like that. I don't know.
Same
But
thing.
I really
Jesus.
wanted that 30%. Can you imagine my face when the little napkin came up with the discount? Oh my God. Well, Jack is showing his appreciation for you here. He says it's our greatest hits episode. So there it is. We delivered again.
There you go. All good reasons to watch our bi-weekly show.
Now, yeah, you're just fueling Joe to say, well, that was so good. No need to come back for another one.
Listen,
So-
this was enjoyable aside from the start and you trying to could canoodle everyone's private parts. You and me talking one-on-one is how it should be.
That's what it is there. But we just have to introduce what it is to the people who have never been here before.
What? This makes sense.
Because, hey, thanks everyone for subscribing to this channel. I appreciate it. All you new subscribers, they need an introduction to what this podcast is. And that's all I was trying to provide. And I'm not even the presenter. We're both presenters. So you should be helping out too.
Just like Jack says, just go in blind. Sometimes that's how you find you stumble across the best things.
Again, this might be still a Joe Dummy account because now he's promoting your weirdo anime on YouTube, which no one is watching.
Really? Because I keep getting requests saying, when is the next episode going up?
Oh, what?
Yeah,
what,
true story.
By Steven Eider, maybe.
No, people on Instagram.
Oh.
Don't be a hater. If you gave my Japanese anime a try, you'd love it. All right, let's wrap it up.
Yeah, it's good.
We don't want this to turn into an episode of Fandango.
Yeah, again, thanks everyone for coming on by and hitting the subscribe button. Much appreciate. You can find us on Podbean, on Google Play, on Spotify, on Apple, on Stitcher, and I think there's a couple other services that opened up. It was another. It's just so many networks are now picking up the podcast. So, Pandora. We're podcasting brothers with the WTF podcast at this point. We're under the same company as Sirius and Howard Stern.
Same umbrella.
Jack says, find us on X Hamster. All right. So thanks everyone. We'll be back for more STCPod. Look for us again with the Podbean thing. I don't know. We got to figure that out.
Awesome. Whenever Bill can find time to squeeze us into his busy schedule is when we'll be back.
Mm-hmm. All right. You know what I'll do? I will post it and I will post it by myself. Thanks, Joe.
Thanks, Bill.